when we look at the temporal lobes, which is a really important area of the brain that we focus on, that right and left hemispheric activity tells us how the brain is coping with stress. So when the right temporal lobe is overactivated, it tells us that brain is in a fight or flight stress response, which is an overactivated stress state where the brain is mobilizing energy to give you resources to fight or flee. And then when the left temporal lobe is overactivated, it tells us the brain is activated in a freeze state or parasympathetic stress state. And that's a low arousal stress state where the brain is trying to conserve energy by slowing down. So that can give us a lot of information on basically how the whole brain, because it's almost like the temporal lobes are like the operating system of your brain. So if your operating system is overactivated, everything else is going to be overactivated. If your operating system is shut down in conserving energy, your whole brain is going to be shutting down and conserving energy. So it can give us a lot of information about how the whole brain is really functioning. In addition to the left and right brainwave activity, we also look at, we call it harmony, which is basically how the brain is distributing brainwave activity. And brainwave activity is just the brain's language. And different activity encodes different information. So high frequencies tend to encode more conscious activity. Low frequencies tend to encode more subconscious, kind of behind the scenes processing. So based on the area of the brain and what it's responsible for, you're going to want to see a certain distribution of those frequencies for optimal functioning. For example, the back of the brain, occipital lobe, parietal lobe, those are sensory areas of the brain. They are responsible for processing all of your sensory information, making meaning of that. The back of the brain is going to do better with more low frequency information. The front of the brain, which is more of the executive function of the brain and decision-making, problem-solving, execution, the front of the brain is going to do better with more high frequency distribution at the front. So we want to see that the kind of low to front, back to front distribution.
And that's cool because it makes so much sense, obviously, with frontal,
Yeah.
super executive. Yeah, exactly,
Right.
for sure.